If you believe one small act of kindness can melt even the coldest heart, this story is for you. Get ready to feel every emotion this Christmas. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more touching life stories. It was Christmas Eve in New York City. The streets sparkled with lights, shop windows glowed with laughter and music. But in the top floor of the glass tower called Westbridge Holdings, everything was silent. Inside his corner office, Alexander West, 42, the CEO of one of the city's largest investment firms, sat behind his mahogany desk, staring at the skyline. He had everything a man could dream of: wealth, power, prestige. And yet, he had no one. No wife. No family. No friends who called for reasons other than business. He told himself it didn't matter. That Christmas was just another day. But deep down, the silence hurt. He looked at an old photo on his shelf, his late parents, smiling in front of a small Christmas tree. They died when he was 19, and ever since, he'd built walls instead of memories. That night, the cleaning staff had already left, the city below glowing with color and laughter. When he finally packed up to leave, it was almost midnight. Outside, snowflakes danced across the streetlights as he walked toward his car. That's when he saw it, a small red envelope sitting on the hood of his sleek black Mercedes. He frowned, glancing around. No one in sight. The envelope had messy handwriting. To the man who owns the big glass building, from the Triplet sisters. He almost laughed. Probably some kids playing games. But something made him open it. Inside was a piece of paper, lined, folded twice, with tiny handwriting and crayon drawings around the edges. It read, "Dear Mr. We see you every night from the window across the street. You work when everyone else goes home. Mommy says Christmas is about giving, so we wanted to give you something too. We made cookies, but they might be a little burned. We hope you like them. Love. Emma, Ella, and Eva were 7 years old, Triplet sisters." He looked up, across the street, in a dimly lit apartment window. He saw 3 tiny silhouettes waving. He stood frozen, the letter trembling in his hand. For the first time in years, someone had thought of him. Not his money, not his position, just him. He walked across the street. The old building looked worn down, with lights flickering in the hall. He climbed the stairs and knocked. A tired young woman opened the door, the girl's mother, Lena. Her expression turned to surprise. "Oh my, you got the letter." Behind her, 3 identical girls in matching red sweaters peeked from behind the couch, smiling shyly. Alexander smiled, a rare, uncertain smile. "I did. They wanted to give me cookies." Lena laughed softly. "They insist on sharing Christmas with everyone in this street. Even the man in the big glass building." He looked around the small apartment, a tiny tree with paper stars, a few gifts wrapped in newspaper, and laughter filling the room. Something he hadn't felt in 20 years. He sat on their old sofa, ate a slightly burned cookie, and listened to the triplets sing. Silent night. The room smelled of cinnamon and hope. When he left, they gave him a handmade card. "You don't need money to be rich. You need people who care." That night, Alexander didn't go home. He went back to his office, sat by the window, and looked at the letter again. It broke something open inside him. He realized how much he had traded for success, and how lonely winning really was. The next morning, while the city slept under snow, he called his assistant. "Find the landlord of the building across the street," he said. A week later, the Triplets family got a letter from the city office. Their rent had been paid for the next 5 years by an anonymous donor. But Lena knew who it was. And every Christmas after that, Alexander would visit them with gifts not of money, but of time. He read stories to the girls, helped with homework, and built snowmen in the courtyard. He finally found what he'd been missing all his life, not business partners, but a family of hearts. Years later, when the triplets graduated from high school, they dedicated their speech to the man who believed love was a better investment than gold. And that Christmas, as snow fell again, Alexander whispered to himself, I wasn't alone. I was just waiting for the right letter.